Alright guys, so here's that Brooks controller adapter I was talking about. As you can see here, it's plugged into the back of the Xbox One controller. Alright, so mainly what I'm using this for is my PlayStation. I got a PS4 that I got from a buddy, and you can see I switched, or I added the PS4 things on here. So the X, the circle, triangle, and square. That way when I'm doing like a QuickTime event or doing some sort of movement, that I'll know what's going on with the PlayStation. But I didn't write anything up here, but I know these are L1 and R1, and then L2 and R2. But just a quick look at this. It pops into your battery tray. Hold on, I accidentally turned it on. I turned my PS4 on, but whatever. Let's pop it out. Okay. So my PS4 is booting up. Let me turn it off. So you got the micro USB here, right? And then here's the battery component, right? The back says Brooks. And then here's your button and light that it'll show you different commands on and different things like that. So I didn't know that would turn on when I pushed it, but whatever, you get it turned off. Anyways, okay. So the way you install this is you got to be very careful. This USB, or the micro USB, has to go in here. At the same time, these little clips have to clip in here. So it's all one motion. So I will show you first. The instructions say to get the micro USB in first. So make sure you're lined up. So doing it on camera is a little bit more difficult, but when you're doing it by yourself, it's not too bad. You'll feel it kind of sit in. So I felt it sit in. All right, now I'm gonna push forward. All right, I feel it go forward. I felt my controller vibrate. All right, and then you also got to be able to push the back in at the same time. So it fell out. Hold on a minute. It's difficult looking through a lens. I don't want to break my controller. All right. So here's me playing Spider-Man with this controller. Like, it is incredibly responsive. Right? So, run up buildings. It's awesome. All right, so I'm just gonna run some Spider-Man stuff in the background, but I just wanted you guys to be able to see that I am actually doing this. Right, so put it right here, and I will spin. I'll spin left, down, up. All right, web. Right here, I'll try that again.
But also expand it in ways we never could have imagined. Everything happens for a reason. Even Norman pulling our plug.
Alright, good. Alright, and here's the button that everything runs off of, or what you know. If you need charge, it'll turn red. Yeah. There we go. And I'll talk more about it here in a minute. Alright, so here's Amazon. This is where I got the Brooks adapter from. Obviously on my profile. I'm not showing you my profile. But this is where I got it from, okay? So it's the Brooks Xbox One adapter, a controller to PSN, Nintendo Switch, remap turbo connections, blah, 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 blah. I didn't buy it for the turbo. I just bought it for putting it on a PS4, or playing with the PS4, right? Okay, so here's some of the stuff you get with it. Let me bring this up. Okay. So these are the commands and how you get to switch between a PS4 and the Nintendo Switch. And you can even go to Xbox One or PC. Why you would do that, I don't know, but it's possible. I guess if you want to go quick on the fly and still want it to be, want that controller mapped to the Xbox One, go back and forth. So anyways, I did it for just the PS4. What you got to do is hold the view button, hold the A button, and you got to hold it until the light turns off on the Brooks controller. There's a blue light on top, and it turns off. The whole controller turns off, and you turn back on the controller. Now, there's tutorials on how to get everything set up. I will be honest with you, it is not easy. It was a pain in the ass for me to set up onto my consoles. I do have both the PS4 and Switch setup. I can just switch over. I know I keep saying switch, but I guess transfer the controller over from the PS4 to my Switch if I need to. Uh, but I've mainly been doing it on my PS4. So else on here, you can see the price. Price is $40 right now, 17% off. There's other ones you can get, right? Like ones you can plug in. Not doing that. I want to get any of these. These are the older models. There's another model too, another Brooks. I don't know if it's this one, but there's one with a larger battery. So if we look here, right? If you look right here, right, it's flat, it's flush. If you were to get one with a larger battery, there's a hump, and so now it's almost like the Xbox 360 controller where the battery pack was between your hands. And I didn't want to deal with that, so I bought the older model. That's what this one is. So, yeah. What else here? This is the setup. Okay, how to set up. Yeah, you plug in a so as I showed you before in the video, you want to make sure that USB goes in first, right here, and then you want to click it in. It's kind of a pain. I did it off screen, but you got to think about doing. Here you go. How to charge? Easy day. You plug it in. All right, red's dead. Blue is good. Here's a look at it again. See how there's no bump? All right, that's nice and flush with my controller. Here's the front of it. Yeah, that's how it looks in the controller, as you guys saw it on mine. Right. All right. Well, let me just talk about how I feel. All right, so I got Spider-Man running in the background here, and this all me playing with the controller, and I like it. So the whole reason I got it is I couldn't find a DualShock controller new that was a decent price. There's still $60, which I get it. All right, $60 for a PS4 controller, fine. But then I went to look for a third-party controller. Like, I really do like Power A controllers. I have them for my Switch and my Xbox. Unfortunately, what I've heard is Sony does not like giving up rights or allowing other companies to make controllers for them. Right, Microsoft and Nintendo, I guess, are a little bit more relaxed in that sense, where you're pretty much stuck using the DualShock controller. And if you don't like that, it's kind of tough to find something else. So they have a whole bunch. I found a few Chinese controllers out there that were about $30 that had the Xbox setup with the cross joysticks, right? That were fairly cheap, but I didn't trust them. I wasn't going to spend $30 on something I didn't like and then have to be screwed with it, because after you open it, no, I don't think I'm going to be able to get money back. I mean, Amazon would be pretty good with it. I'm waiting in the mail, 2 days to get there, and days to get my new controller, and whatever else I decide pick up. So I was looking into getting a kind of a pro controller or a scuff controller for my PS4, and I was like, do I really need a scuff controller or a pro controller? No, I don't remember the name of the ones I was looking at. I think it was called Asteroid. Could be wrong, probably wrong. Correct me in the comments, please. I know you will, which that's what I want you to do. So do it. Correct me. I couldn't find anything. Couldn't find anything that was cheap. Pro controllers are like $200, right? I have a Xbox Elite controller as it is, a Series 2 Elite. I got a video on that for Apex setup. Go check it out if you want, whatever. But I don't want to go back and forth between a PS4 controller, right? That setup with the thumbsticks next to each other, to the Switch and the Xbox setup where they're opposite of each other, right, or diagonal. I know it's going to take a little while to get used to, and I could do it, right? I could have, but I think there's got to be something out there. So I was hitting my buddies up who are mainly PlayStation players, and my buddy Dave, a huge PlayStation fan. I think he's a fan of all consoles. I think most adults are, but he primarily plays PlayStation. Right? That's his thing. And he sent me a link to this Brooks controller adapter, and at first I was like, that ain't gonna work, that looks garbage. But then I kept looking, I couldn't find anything else, and I have a handful of Xbox controllers laying around. You know what, let me give it a try, and it works great. if you're gonna struggle setting it up. Okay, it's gonna happen. You're gonna have to get the update. When you get the box, inside the box there is a QR code. Follow the link, follow those instructions. You need to update your controller. So you're gonna need to have a computer you can plug it into, download the software, and put it on your controller. It's not difficult to do. I am a potato at most computer things, and I was able to do it really easy. Now, setting it up is different. My buddy sent me my new PS4, or new to me, his old PS4 I bought for 150 bucks off him. And I don't have a DualShock controller to set the system up. So I had a brand new PlayStation system, and I couldn't get Brooks to connect. And I knew I had it in PlayStation mode. I knew it was working because I had it working on my Switch. So I didn't know what was going on. What I finally did was I plugged my controller in the cable first into my controller, right? And with that cable, I plugged it into the PlayStation second. And as soon as I did that, the PlayStation accepted it. I was able to unplug it, turn the controller right back on, and I'm good to go. Now, it's going to come with a big, long instruction manual. Most of it's in foreign languages, or not English. I shouldn't say foreign, because English might be foreign to you. But it comes in different languages, not just English. So you're going to get a big old map-looking instruction pamphlet, but you only need like an eighth of it. Read through it all. There's not too much on there on how to set it up, but I promise you, if you first plug in your controller and then plug the controller, or that wire, into the console, it'll work. That's how it worked for me. I don't know if it'll work for you, but it worked for me. But it took me about 3 hours to do that setup, because I had the wire plugged into the console or into the USB port, and then I would just plug it in the back of the controller. Whatever reason, it doesn't like it doing it that way. You got to do it opposite. So I've been using controller, obviously a Xbox controller for years now, but with the Brooks adapter, it feels great. Only issue is when I'm doing QuickTime events, because Spider-Man has a couple of them, but those are kind of faded away though. QuickTime events have kind of gone away otherwise. It's difficult for me to remember what button to push, right? When you tell me to hit, tell me to press X, I want to hit what would be square, right, on a PlayStation controller, right? Or if you tell me to hit O, all right, it doesn't register B to me, right? So I have to retrain my brain what to hit. So I showed you earlier that I just wrote on my controller, right? The controller I'm using is nothing special. It's I bought it after the fact. It's not my original original Xbox One controller. It's the last one I used. And now I use like I said, my Elite controller for my Series X, or my original Series X controller, which I have right here. Mind you, this is not going to work with the Series X controller. It's only going to work with Xbox One controllers, because the Xbox Series consoles, their controllers switch to a USB-C port, whereas the controller needed with the Brooks adapter, you need to have a micro USB adapter, not the C, right? Keep that in mind. That's why it'll only work with the Xbox One controllers. That's it. Yeah, that's all I got for you. So I guess my rating. Never mind. I got more. My rating. I'm giving this a 6 out of 7. Right. My rating system goes 1 through 7 for being dead ass even. I'm surprised that it works so well once you get it working. Now, it is an absolute pain. It was a pain for me to get it set up. Once I do get it set up, it's very easy to switch between Switch and PlayStation. I don't have it set up for my Xbox. I know I could, and I could get it set up for my PC, but there's no reason to. I have different controllers for those. I have a lot of controllers for them. Yeah, that's it. That's it for my review here. If you're looking for an alternative to the DualShock, if you like the Microsoft and the Switch setup, this is the way to go. I truly believe this is the way to go. I guess I could pin in the comments what the battery life is. Right now, like I said, it's about a 10-hour battery life, which I think is fine. You know, plug it in every time I'm done gaming, not a big deal. But I hope you guys enjoyed my review. I hope you guys get out there, enjoy some video games, and have fun. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see y'all on the next one. Later.